Hey folks, our app, the Kin, is already online and available in our app store for a long time, so mostly the months or maybe less. And what it's doing actually? So it's the personal AI that help you to navigate your work life and set the goals and have the safety space to talk about your fears, about your challenges, maybe about the tough situations in work, and you will get some emotional support and actually suggestions what to do. You could use the Kin as a coach and all those things, and we even have the features called focus areas. So we have a couple of them where you could improve some things, and one of the focus area actually is the uh, improving your confidence at work and fighting with the imposter syndrome and all those things. I had my previous video about the imposter syndrome and the professional imposters that describe actually the software architects, and I still believe that software architect is the guy that work with unknown, work with the new things and all the thing, and make it as a habit. So I have seen a lot of people that struggle on this position with the imposter syndrome and so on. But today we will talk about, yet another reason of the imposter syndrome, and it's yet widespread in IT and software teams. Actually, it's all that related to changes, and it's even quite wide topic in general. But let's try to discover some of this. So, what I mean, the changes. So, um, when you change your position or you change the technical stack, for example, if you are the developer and all those things. So when you do something new, you are not so confident, right? And even if you switch from this lead developer to the architect role, you start from scratch. You are junior again, yeah, and you need to obtain the knowledge even if you have some experience and so on. And what I am observing over the years that it's a paradox. I still don't understand why it's happened with the people, and it happens with me a couple of times that if change are not so big, it's feel like the huge one. So what I mean that if you are the JavaScript developer and you're doing React, and after that you just switch to Angular, then it's feel that you will start from scratch, yeah, and you're not so confident enough. But on practice, you're still in the same domain, you still utilize all your knowledge that you have, but right now you feel like completely fresh and confident. And for me, it's a paradox that the closer the new domain to the oldest one, the biggest this psychological effect is. And yeah, for sure, you need to grab the idiomatic way of doing the things, but maybe you should be not so stressed when you do these small changes. And other changes are quite big. So, for example, if you switch from the developer role to the management one, or you're getting back from the heavy management position to hands-on, so it happens with me a couple of times. It's yet another source of and confidence that you have a feeling that you just skip the years of development, and right now you don't know anything and all of these things, and it will take you some time to ramp up, and usually it's take a couple of weeks or months to ramp up on practice, so it's not so bad. But yeah, it's yet another paradox that people have. But the bigger space of this in confidence in changes, we have in Ukraine the term switcher, so I don't know if it's international one, when people really gets to the software development, for example, from the different position. And my favorite example actually is the UX designers and web developers, or UX developers, actually UX designers that decide to be the front enders. And it's my favorite combo because when you have people with the deep understanding of the design and some super cool things, and they already have the previous experience, and it's quite big in a space that quite close to them. uh, yeah, and it's amazing. It's amazing combination. I really like the people with this hybrid experience, and they start the front end development, and somehow they really discard their previous experience at all. So they say, I do the JavaScript only for 2 years, or they really don't see the connection between their previous experience and what they are doing right now. So, and my biggest suggestion to such people that, and it's not only about the case that you was the UX designer and became the front ender. It's the case for practically everything that you came from the different role or different position and start development or maybe start management or vice versa and so on. You need to see your work life experience as a whole story. You need to integrate somehow your previous experience and explain to yourself how your previous experience support you in your current role. So how it's useful for the things that you currently doing, and even if you came from a domain that not connected to the software development directly. So maybe your previous experience really give you good communication skills, good problem solving skills, good skills in a social space, network building, and all those things. And everything is count actually. And maybe you even have the ability that you know some domain quite deep, maybe some business domain, maybe some you have some field experience that maybe could be much more useful than your software development skills. But you need to build a story that support your confidence, and give you the possibility to celebrate your wins during your career. It's one story, and it's super important that you have it, and maybe you have it written somewhere. Maybe you could make the journal entry in Keen that explain all your career paths and the points of celebrate and how you get from the A to B and how you get to the position that you are right now. And you really need to believe on it. And another story actually is the second story, because we all on the job market, and we all need to do the self branding advertisement, and sometimes we need to sell ourselves to other people when we're looking for a job, when we write in the CV, when we write in the cover letters. And this actually story will be quite close but a bit different. It's a story that how to sell yourself to others, and you still need to have this integrated work experience that get all your experience in a one picture that support actually where you are right now and why you deserve to be there. And actually it's one of the ways how you could overcome the self-doubts and the imposter syndrome is see how your entire experience support your work life. And another challenge that people have with the imposter syndrome, it's the early days, yeah, the juniors, the trainees, and all those things. So they don't have this huge life experience, actually, or work experience, let's say. And here is the same trick. So maybe you are the fresher, and it's okay to be new, but you already grown up a bit, at least enough to get your first job, and maybe you don't have the huge work experience for sure, but you have your life experience. Yeah, you have your school years, you have your university years. Maybe you made something super cool in a university. Maybe you have some volunteering experience. Maybe you have some other experiences. And all these experiences matter because maybe they're not connected to your hard skill that you have a job, or maybe they are. But we all work with people, we all work for people, and maybe you have a lot of stories that could support you, that you make something great for others, and it could be the part of your CV. It could be the part of your story that actually give you the inspirations and all the things. So you need to integrate not only your work experience to your curriculum, but your life experience to your curriculum, especially when you are the fresher, because the freshers have the problem of creating the fast CV because it's completely blank, and we all was on this position. So as I said, that changes are challenging, and the biggest mistake on these changes actually it's not just lack of confidence because of the change, but it's somehow the strange pattern of ignorance of your previous experience, and not creating the connection between your previous experience and your new role. And I really believe that if you will integrate everything to one big picture, to one big story, and work on this story, it will really help you to overcome the imposter syndrome. And if you have another challenge that you are the perfectionist and you want to make everything ideal, it's a separate story that we could talk in a separate video, but you need to be a bit kinder to yourself and maybe a bit kinder to other people. But I really like to meet the people and to have a people in a team that have some previous experience before IT, that have some hybrid skills. I really like people that make the UX, UI, or this old-fashioned webmaster stuff before they, for example, jump to the front end. I really enjoyed working with the full stack developers that have this mixed backend and front-end experience. I enjoy to work with people that really try different languages, and they not so obsessed on concrete platform or concrete technology, and they knows that code could look different, the things could look different. And yeah, so I really like the complex people with the character that had to jump a couple of times during their careers. And but I observe that quite often these amazing folks that have this diversity in their heads, they not so confident about what they are doing daily, and it's make me sad. And I hope that I help with my video to maybe to see some perspectives different. And I hope that our application kin will help you to move forward, talk about these challenges, create some maybe journals, create some charts, ask Kin how you could do it better, and actually together with this help gets as a better person and get much better results at work. So for sure, try our application. I will leave the links in a description to the video how you could download it, and I hope that it will be helpful for you. So that's it. See you next time. Choose.